Hey everybody, I'm Sue,
I'm Bob.
and we're Good Times RV. So you can see we're in yellow again.
Yeah, we are. We have been for 5 months.
5 months. So
Yeah,
that means that we have been work camping.
yeah,
And we get asked all the time, how do you learn to do what you're doing? And I have to say, it's super easy. I
yeah.
mean,
It is. Yeah, a little research and a few phone calls maybe, and you're set.
and if we can do it,
Oh
you
yeah,
can do it
believe
too.
me. Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do is find an organization to sign up with. Workcampernews.com is one of the first ones that I would
Yeah,
sign
it
up
is.
with.
That's one of the best ones.
It'll help you familiarize yourself with what's available out there in the camping world, what jobs and requirements that someone may look for when
Yeah,
looking for a work camper.
yeah,
And there's basically two types of work camping. One, where it's a job.
yeah.
That means it's 35 or more hours a week. Depending on who you work for, it may have a reduced rent and all hours paid. Or the other type is going to be a trade or a barter for site.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that the hours you provide are just enough to cover the actual cost of the site.
And that's very common in state parks, national parks, Corps of Engineers.
Private
Yes,
campgrounds.
there's few private foundations that have things like fish hatcheries and things like that where you'll just trade labor for your site. Sometimes it's only, well, the place we're going in Florida is only 2 days a week. So, and that's a trade for site and a very nice place. And so one thing that we did before we started is we watched every YouTube video we could watch. Just type in the search bar "work camper," and it'll bring up
lots of
hundreds of
choices
videos
and suggestions.
Yeah, that's right.
So we just want everybody to know that it's there for you. It's best if you don't need a steady stream of income.
Right. Yeah.
Only because it can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult to have a family sometimes in a work camping situation.
Yeah. That's.
And most of the time they like to hire couples because then the allocation of the sites in the park is reduced to just one site.
Right.
If they hire singles, then they have two sites that they have to lose inside the campground.
Yeah. And the thing about children is we've done this for almost 4 years, and we've never worked in a park that allowed children. I do see online and places where there are parks that will hire you with children. I guess as long as one parent's at home, maybe work off opposite shifts or something like that.
Yeah,
it would work. But and then pets are an issue. They usually allow two non-vicious breeds. It's usually in their insurance policy is why they specify that.
So we don't have a problem with people who have vicious breed dogs because a dog's a dog, and you know, but there are campgrounds that do. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Yeah. And we found that since we're retired and on other income strategies, that we don't have to depend on making an income for each thing. So this is ideally suited for people who are retired, who are already receiving some kind of benefit. That's how it
got started, was with retired people. And now some people are saying, well, I'm tired of paying high rent. My advice would be to, if you're going to get into it, make sure you're absolutely debt-free completely.
Yeah.
Don't carry any debt at all.
That would be helpful.
No car payments or truck payments or trailer payments or anything like that. Otherwise,
if you can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, you're more under pressure to have to perform or have to have a job.
Yeah.
And when you're traveling across the country, you're subjected to the minimum wage requirements in each state.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from a place like Colorado where minimum wage is, say,
I think it's $13.
Yeah, I think it's
Colorado.
13 and some
Yeah.
change. And then you go to Georgia, where minimum wage is $7.25.
Yeah, that's what you can expect. If
And you can't expect anymore
No.
because that is all it's worth. And people always ask, what kind of job qualifications do I need to have in order to be a work camper?
Well, it's pretty tough. You gotta know how to clean a bathroom.
That's kind of the primary.
And you gotta know how to scoop charcoal out of a fire pit.
And answer the phone and provide some customer service.
And it is the hospitality business, so if you don't have a personality for it, why?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. All right.
And ask lots of questions. Ask everything. How big is the site where you're at? And are the work campers all in one area? Things like that. And sometimes you can't imagine how big the site is until you get there and you realize, boy, this is pretty small for our rig. But
yeah,
that's what you agree.
But they say you'll fit.
Yeah, they say you'll fit. We've been in places like Gulf Shores, Alabama, where the sites are huge. It was the size of 3 sites, the one we were in. And we've been in other ones, especially in Colorado, where they're pretty tight, because land's at a premium.
Or Arizona.
Where
they're really tight,
They're really tight there. So, but just to let you know, we're leaving here on the 20th. So
we're gone.
We're going to have a video every day of where we're at. We're going to do a lot of harvest hosts. If you've never heard of that, we'll explain that to you.
Or you can watch previous videos of ours that explain some of the harvest hosts.
And we've got some great places. We're going to a farm that produces grass-fed beef. We're going to stay there a night. We're going to be at museums and I think a hamburger place, right?
Yeah, all kinds of places.
Yeah, all kinds of different places. So those videos will be coming starting on the 20th.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to be a work camper, just do a few simple things. Go ahead and sign up with workcampernews.com.
Yeah, and they'll send you emails every day of jobs that are available all over the country.
And they'll help you build a resume so that when you place an ad, you'll be marketable. Yeah. And they'll help you as far as getting all of those pages done. Yeah. So good luck to all of y'all.
Just as a piece of advice, you might want to keep your past life out of your resume, because campgrounds don't care if you're an IT specialist or the CEO of a bank. They don't really care. They want to know what you can do for them. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind.
All right. So you know what comes next. All right, so we're thinking about you guys, and if you want to work camp, you can check out some of our other videos, or do as we suggested, start with the workcampernews.com.
Yep. Or drop us a line.
Drop us a line. Yeah. We respond.
We're happy to answer any questions at all.
All right. So we love you. Travel safe. Talk to you soon.
See you on down the road.
On down
hey,
the
Foxy.
road.
Hey, Daisy.
Hey, say hey, everybody.